What would happen if you were thrown into Thailand's most notorious living hell, where life is cheaper than a dose of opium? Based on a haunting true memoir, this is the journey of Billy Moore, a man who must use his fists and his own blood in the Muay Thai ring to win his only chance of survival amidst a pack of wild beasts. The movie opens with Billy Moore, who frequently participates in underground boxing matches in Thailand. Although possessing the skills of a skilled fighter, he lacks a worthy ring in which to shine. Billy gradually sinks into addiction while living with unsavory characters in the boxing world, and he eventually begins dealing banned substances to fund his drug cravings. The consequence of this chain of actions is that he is surrounded and arrested by the police force. Authorities discover guns and drugs on Billy, forcing him to bear a long-term prison sentence. Before being taken to the detention area, he must undergo a body search and is briefed on the rules along with other inmates. In this place, if anyone dares to violate the rules, the punishment for them will be extremely brutal. The environment inside the prison is a world completely different from life outside. No one acts without a motive. Here, it is survival of the fittest. One day, when Billy is going to get water, a scuffle breaks out with a gang. Although Billy is completely innocent, when the prison guards rush in, the other prisoners blame everything on him. As punishment, Billy is thrown into a cramped solitary confinement cell, where even sitting down becomes extremely difficult. After spending 3 days of punishment in that narrow room, he is transferred to another cell. Rumor has it that this cell is where the most hardened criminals gather. All these prisoners have formed a gang under the command of a boss named Kum. They interrogate Billy. "Why are you in here?" Billy replies that he went to prison for selling drugs. Hearing that, the whole group starts mocking Billy. Not only that, but they also harass and tease him. When night falls, everyone goes to sleep. In the middle of the night, when Billy goes to the toilet, he catches sight of King's gang torturing and raping a prisoner who had just entered the camp. Witnessing that scene, Billy feels terrified. He yearns to help that prisoner. He wants to rescue him. However, they use a knife to threaten Billy, warning that if he dares to breathe a word, he will suffer the same fate. Billy is petrified and quietly returns to his sleeping spot. He tries to push everything out of his head to sleep. The next morning, when he wakes up, he discovers that the prisoner tortured the previous night has died. Witnessing this event, Billy's mind feels like it is about to explode with guilt. He should have been able to save that person's life. He possesses strength, but he lost his courage. In fear and anxiety, he allowed a life to be lost. This psychological shock embeds itself deep in his mind, causing severe headaches. When he seeks out the prison guard to ask for painkillers, the man tells him that to get anything here, he must pay money or bribe with cigarettes. All corruption in this place is considered legitimate. Overly outraged, Billy goes crazy and starts picking fights with everyone. In an uncontrollable rage, he is no longer conscious of his actions. After fighting back against the guards, he even bites the throat of a prison warden. Other guards quickly rush in to subdue and beat him half to death. Afterward, he is thrown into another cell with a body full of injuries. In this new cell, he meets a transgender person named Fame. Fame helps Billy apply medicine to his wounds, but Billy still maintains his distance and remains reticent. At this time, the prison guards have chained both Billy's hands and feet, so he cannot fight with anyone anymore. Billy's string of days living like hell continues. Today, when Billy stops by the canteen, he sees Fame working the counter. He asks Fame for help and asks to borrow 2 packs of cigarettes, because here cigarettes are considered the currency to exchange for everything. He tells Fame, "I promise to repay this debt to you soon." Fame initially does not want to give them, but then out of pity, she lends Billy 2 packs of cigarettes. Holding those cigarettes in hand, Billy seeks out a drug dealer in the prison. After exchanging them for cocaine, Billy uses it immediately and gets so high that he passes out. That night, 3 people are murdered in the prison. All inmates are woken up and search to find the culprit. When the guards come to Billy, they see him high on drugs. They find banned substances in his shirt, the type of drug related to the murder case. Poor Billy is framed for the murder, but luckily, the police discover that the type of drug Billy used does not match the crime scene. Billy had only used cocaine. The drugs found as evidence actually belonged to a guy standing behind Billy, who secretly stuffed them into his person to evade blame. Finally, the police find out the truth, and that guy is arrested. However, the next day, a corrupt prison guard offers to provide drugs to Billy. Billy easily relapses and consumes that amount of drugs. When the prison guard demands money, naturally Billy does not have a penny in his pocket. The prison guard sets a condition. "All right, if you don't have money, go kill people for me. I will wipe this drug debt." Having no other choice, Billy is forced to obey him. This prison guard wants to eliminate 2 Muslim chefs working in the prison. Billy beats the two chefs so brutally that they almost lose their lives. The prison guard appears very satisfied seeing that situation, and he rewards Billy with another pack of drugs. But this time, Billy refuses to accept it. He begins to feel extreme remorse for harming two innocent people just because of his own addiction. The remorse is so great that he wants to seek death. In the middle of the night, he uses a razor blade to cut the arteries in his wrist. But before he dies, the people around him discover him and save his life in time. Prison officials realize Billy is suffering from severe mental stress. To help him cope, they remove the chains from his hands and feet. Billy sees a group of people practicing Muay Thai in the prison. Being a fighter, the fighting spirit within him rises. When he walks in and observes, the coach shouts and chases him out because here, if one wants to practice, one must have money and cigarettes to bribe. Billy tries to explain that he is a good fighter and will compete very well. But the coach still ignores him. Out of options, Billy seeks out Fame again. He begs Fame to lend him cigarettes one last time. I want to join the boxing team. If I get chosen, I will pay you back all the prize money from the matches. Fame trusts Billy and gives him the cigarettes. Billy brings the cigarettes to meet the coach and asks to practice. He is allowed to use the punching bag. After many days of repression, he pours all his resentment into that bag. And when given a trial fight, he performs so excellently that all the fighters present have to admire him in awe. His fighting style is completely different from the rest. Billy starts coming there to practice every day. The coach is very satisfied and forces him to train hard to prepare for upcoming matches. One day, when returning to the cell after practice, he sees inmates betting on fighting fish. He is also very familiar with this game. He joins in and wins a lot of cigarettes. He brings all those cigarettes to pay back Fame to clear the debt. From here, they start talking more. He asks Fame, "What is the reason you are in here?" Fame recounts that she killed her father because he frequently abused her just because she was transgender. Fame is saddened when mentioning her father's death. She starts crying and Billy comforts her, saying, "I also have no one left in this world except my dad. But my dad doesn't know I'm in prison." Fame feels deep empathy for Billy's situation and the two become closer. For most of the remaining time, Billy devotes himself entirely to the ring. The coach is drilling him for the big tournament. Finally, the match day arrives. Many prisoners participate, and there are even high-ranking officials attending to watch. The match starts, and the opponent continuously throws vicious punches toward Billy. In fact, he has a physical advantage over Billy. He beats Billy like a rag doll. One of Billy's ears is torn and his eye is swollen shut. Billy's vision is limited, but he still does not give up. He fights to the end. The opponent starts getting tired. As soon as he sees an opening, Billy seizes the opportunity, throwing a punch to the face that causes him to collapse. Billy wins. Seeing him win, all the officials and prisoners applaud. Witnessing Billy's skills, Chief Warden Preacha is very impressed. He moves Billy to the separate cell for the boxing team and announces that he will have the opportunity to represent the prison in the national tournament in 2 months. The atmosphere in the new cell is very good. The food is also more adequate, so Billy has the strength to practice. Billy feels happier. The people here are not dangerous criminals. They are just like Billy. He makes friends with them, and his heart begins to warm up right in the midst of the cold prison. They tattoo a tiger on Billy's back, believing it will help him win. Billy works hard every day, but one day when going to bathe, he is cornered by King's gang. That is the gang from the old cell. They beat him because Billy has not paid protection money. Billy begs, "Wait, don't kill me. I will win the tournament and pay you all the money." Kung spares him, but he pulls out a syringe containing the blood of an AIDS patient and threatens, if Billy does not win or does not do as he says, they will inject the infected blood into him. Billy is extremely distraught and fearful. He seeks out Fame to confide in her, but sees Fame busy with other prisoners. Jealousy and anger rise because he considered Fame a soulmate. The argument is so big that other prisoners have to drag Billy out. Billy suffers a complete mental breakdown. To control his mind, he seeks drugs again. It helps him relax, but causes his body to bleed internally. He starts vomiting blood. The doctor diagnoses that due to drug abuse and overtraining, his internal organs are seriously damaged, in addition to a hernia. The doctor forbids him from practicing and using drugs, warning that if he continues, he will die. But Billy is determined to win this tournament at all costs. It is his only hope of survival. Despite the doctor's words, he still trains like a madman. The day of the final match arrives. Billy is taken to another prison to compete. The audience and officials gather in large numbers. But right at this moment, severe pain strikes. Billy feels like he cannot stand firm, but he tries to suppress the pain and steps onto the ring. According to Muay Thai ritual, the two fighters pray before the match. In round 1, Billy competes very well. He beats the opponent to exhaustion. But the more he fights, the more Billy's health deteriorates. When the opponent punches his stomach, Billy is in extreme pain. The opponent realizes the weakness and continuously attacks the abdominal area. Billy collapses on the floor. Everyone thinks he has lost. But in the final moments, channeling all his resentment and desire to live, Billy throws a spinning back elbow that hits the opponent's throat, knocking him unconscious. Billy wins the tournament. Everyone cheers loudly. Warden Preacher stands up and applauds. But right at his most glorious moment, Billy vomits blood and passes out. He is taken straight to the hospital by ambulance. After many days in a coma, Billy wakes up in the hospital, his health having improved. Taking advantage of the absence of guards, he sneaks out. He walks on the streets after so many years of imprisonment. He feels free, but then he asks himself, is this real freedom? Or will he have to live a life on the run, hiding from the police forever? Thinking this, he decides to return to the hospital. After recovering, Billy is taken back to prison, and a big surprise is waiting for him. His father has come from England to visit. Seeing his dad, Billy feels like he has found his whole world again. The father and son smile at each other, and the movie ends there. The text at the end of the film reveals that this is a true story about Billy Moore. The person playing Billy's dad in the movie is the real-life Billy Moore. Billy served 3 years in prison in Thailand before being pardoned by the King of Thailand in 2010. After getting out of prison, Billy wrote a memoir, and this movie is based on that book. Billy Moore now spends the rest of his life helping drug addicts recover. That is a very humane ending for the movie. Thank you, and see you again.